So today we're diving Little River Spring in Brantford, Florida. I'm Charlie and I'm here with Carlos. This is a nice little recreation area where they put in some stairs, a boardwalk, a little deck area. Locals and visitors come here to swim in this little pool. Crystal clear water. Once you're in the water and you look down, you can see entry to where a spring is coming out into this pool. Some guy asked me to find some sunglasses, so I was doing that while Carlos started the dive, went in there and tied off the reel. He stayed down there because the flow was really powerful, so he was just gonna wait for me down there. I made my way down eventually, and I could see where Carlos was waiting. The flow of water exiting the spring was quite strong. It was a long, slow swim to get in there. Pulling on rocks and finding areas where the flow isn't quite as strong can make it a little bit easier. Once I got in there to the reel Carlos had tied off, we continued in. Carlos was leading this dive. It's quite an interesting cave. A lot of rock formations, strange little holes, not much for fish, but extraordinarily clear water. As we got back, there were a few Ys, and we got into a little system that was smaller diameter than the entry area. It got pretty tight, a lot of clay on the floor, and it was a little messy getting in there. Earlier today we had dove Ruth Spring, which is not that far away. That's a really tight one, and by the time you get all the way back, it has become quite a silty mess. This one wasn't quite that bad. After being close to an hour back, about 1,700 feet, fighting flow a good part of the time, it was time to turn the dive. And here I took the lead and Carlos followed. On the way out, we had to get through a couple areas where the viz turned bad because of the silt we had disturbed coming in. It wasn't too long, and we were back into crystal clear water. Most of the dive had a depth of around 100 feet. So by the time we got back to the entry, we had about a half hour of deco time. For this dive, Carlos was using a KISS Sidewinder rebreather. I was using a pair of KISS Sidekick rebreathers. This dive was a little bit over 2 hours. Water temperature was 71 degrees. Max depth that I had was 105 feet. Here's a dive profile for this dive. We really didn't know much about this cave, but it turned out to be a really nice dive.